He's only a little baby face, as you can see here, right? He's only 17 years of age. Last year, his birthday was in March time, and he started riding in point to points. He ended up being champion novice rider with how many winners? 30 winners, which he beat the record beat the record for champion novice rider point to pointing, which was some achievement, because he only got his license, I think, on the 15th of March. So he did it over in literally 6 to 8 weeks of riding point to points. The season point to pointing is nearly 7 months long nowadays. So to do that in 6 weeks was some achievement. He then turned conditional because he wanted to make money, because he's Welsh and he's very, very tight. Okay? So he wanted to make some money out of the game. So he turned conditional. He joined Nicky Henderson's yard, who's champion trainer, and he hasn't looked back since. He ended up winning the Welsh National last year. He had won the Lanzarote. He had winners at Cheltenham, and he's currently, how many winners is he on now in total? Altogether. I had it at 85 to 90. He can't count. 37.58. Work that out. Right. He's ridden a lot of winners. So once you ride over 75 winners, you become a professional jockey. But when did you ride out your claim, James?
It was about June, I think.
You can't hear at the back.
Sorry?
You can't hear you.
They can hear you. He rode it out in June, and so after you ride out your claim, you can still ride in conditioned jockeys races until you're for 6 months after, or until your license runs out. So his license actually runs out on my birthday on the 10th of October. So on the way down here today, he was actually changing from a conditional license to a professional license. So he'll be officially a fully professional jockey at the age of 17, which is some achievement. So I give him a round of applause for his He's been dubbed up as a future champion jockey now. We don't want to give him a big head, but it's fine, because inside here in the weigh room, we like to bring him back down to earth the whole time, okay? The fact that he's...
Great timing!
The fact he's still only 17 is quite good, because he's still quite naive and that. He's never actually kissed a girl yet and things like that. So he's still quite shy. But I'll give you a little story about him. He was good enough to give me a lift back from from Stratford earlier in the summer. And obviously last year he was too young to drive, so he used to get lifts with me everywhere. So it was my first experience actually behind the wheel with James. Drove up to Stratford, he picked me up at the house. Oh, we never went over 50 the whole way up there. And I'm not joking, we didn't. And then on the way home, we came back, we drove quite quick, and I was thinking, bloody hell, what's going on here? Of which he told me he had a girl coming around that afternoon. but that was fine. Anyway, we got back safely, dropped me off at the house, and I crapped myself because I got to the doorstep, didn't have my phone. So I grabbed the keys of my car as quick as I could. I was literally 30 seconds behind him driving out the thing. We went 3 miles down the road. He drives back to Nicky Henderson's yard where he lives. I could not catch him for the love of God. So he was obviously driving a lot tamer when I was in the car. So he was getting a bit excited because he had a girl coming around. So then on the way down here today, he drove nice and steady. So if he drives quick on the way home today, I know he's got a date this evening. Is that true, James? You want to say Anton in your defence? You leave it like that because it's the truth. Right, James has got 2 good rides on the card today. He's got On Top of the World, who won his last 2 starts, who I was actually tipping up. Can you tell the boys and girls anything about him?
He's been in really good form recently, and Dad's got him quite well. And hopefully he can
get to travel up.
Justify the 7-1 penalty.
Yeah. Will he win?
I think so.
Yeah, and that's what you got to believe as a jockey going out. You have to believe in your horse, because if you're riding with confidence, which this young man is, that feeds through the reins, and the horses will run better from it. James will be popping the horse out in front. This is a great front runner's track, and he's a great little jumper now. And you're going to touch wood, aren't you?
Yeah.
Touch wood, because that's what we do, is superstition. Touch wood, he'll jump out in front, and hopefully nothing will catch him. We'll give him a great chance. And in the last race, James has got a ride on a horse which I love the name of. It's called Mashed Potato, who finished 3rd over course and distance last time. Your first time riding him, James, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know much about him, but again, he's been going well recently. He ran well here last day, so hopefully he can go well again.
Fingers crossed for him. So, because James never actually rode him before, he'll have spoken to the jockey that rode him before, I hope. he'll have watched all the horses. He'll have watched all the horses, all his runs before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has done that. Thank God for that. Because as a professional jockey, he's still not a professional yet. So from the 10th of October onwards, he will have rang the previous brother. But we were actually chatting coming down the car, and Gavin Sheehan was giving him a bit of jib, saying to him that his father must like his older brother Sean Bowen, who's a successful jockey, more than him, because he gives Sean more rides than he gives you, James. What would you say about that?
I'd probably agree with him there, to be honest.
do you give your dad shit for not putting you up on everything and putting Sean up ahead of you most of the time?
No, his excuse is he's older than me, so.
He's older, but I give it to the baby. Don't be fooled by his baby face, right? When he's out in the track, and it's like all jockeys, we're all good friends in there, and you can see we'll have the banter and all that, but when we go out to ride, we'd ride over our own mother to try and ride a winner. He is what you call the baby face. He is a baby face assassin, right? And when he gets out there, he will be doing his best to win a race, and he will not give you an inch like every other jockey out there. Right, we're going to just have a couple of questions before we let James go, because you can see James loves speaking at the top of his voice. Right, a couple of questions for James, guys. Come on, don't all be shy.
James, you're obviously not on a diet, I hope.
He just said to him there, what's your diet like? Obviously, James doesn't have to worry about his weight.
Yeah, I sort of try and keep it healthy, but I suppose we'll have McDonald's on the way home, will we?
Yeah, we've already said that, yeah. I told him that we're going to... So I hope James rides a winner today, because he'll be buying the McDonald's on the way home. Anyone else? Yes?
Was it worth driving fast for that night?
Absolutely. Brilliant question. James?
That was a fiction story, I think.
That was a reality story. I met him the next day, and let's just say the smile on his face and the bump in his pants. Sorry. Right, one more question, guys. Yes?
Something younger, what's his favourite track to ride at?
Favourite track to ride at?
My favourite track is Ascot.
Right, here. My bosses today are Newton Abbott. Can you say Newton Abbott?
I do like riding on Newton Abbott, yeah, but Ascot is my favourite because I got the best strike rate around there. So, yeah,
What's your strike rate around there?
65%.
65%. So he obviously, so that just tells its own story. He obviously doesn't get many rides around there. So listen, guys, I hope you enjoyed meeting James. He is one of the top jockeys, and he's going to be a future champion in my eyes. And I'm sure you'd agree the same thing. But those of you that like to come down to the last fence, which is the second best thing you'll do today after meeting James, we're going to do that straight after the third race. But listen, guys, give him a round of applause here. And I have to say, this man's question was the best one. All right.